These are the required points to express in your ad. Feel free to paraphrase and speak from your own experience. If you haven't heard about Anchor, it's the easiest way to make a podcast. Let me explain. It's free. There's creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer. Anchor will distribute your podcast for you. So, it can be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcast, and many more. You can make money from your podcast with no minimum listenership. It's everything you need to make a podcast in one place. And please make sure, this point, download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started. Do you know the spelling of anchor.fm? ANCHOR.FM. Thank you for your listening. See you. Hello everyone, I'm Richard Gon of Work to Live podcast version. This time, I'd like to talk about some customs of Japanese real estate agents or realtors of Japan. And I live in Japan, and last time I talked about some tenements or rooms which are haunted or possessed by some ghosts or something bad, some kind of bad spirit. And I also talked about a regulation or obligation or rule which requires Japanese realtors to tell the next tenant that there is an incident in your room, which means if there is a room and some people died in that room, and the real estate agents managing that tenement or the room has to tell the next tenant that there was an incident in which some people died, and there was for example there was a murder or there was a suicide in the room, which is the obligations the real estate agents have to follow. And which is what I told in the last episode. And this time I'd like to talk about some customs of Japanese real estate agents, which means this episode is related to the last episode, and there was such a as I said there was an obligation that the Japanese real estate agents are obliged to tell the next tenants that there was an incident, stuff like that, which is what those agents have to tell. And to avoid such obligation or to avoid such regulation, Japanese real estate agents or Japanese real estate people hire somebody as the next tenants, so that those real estate agents hire the next tenants. So which means what I'd like to say is that if there's a room, or if they got some rooms or some tenements, and if somebody died in those rooms managed by some real estate agents, and most tenements are managed by some real estate agents, and in such a case the real estate agents have to tell the next tenants that there was an incident, or there were some incidents and in which some people died or somebody was murdered, and if they have to literally follow that rule or follow that regulation, those tenements having those incidental ones can be disliked or can be avoided by other clients, because nobody wants in this country, almost nobody wants to live in such incidental tenements. So to avoid such obligation, so some real estate agents hire some people as a part-time jobs, and real estate agents pay money and ask those tenants to live in the incidental tenements. So just after just after the people who passed away or who got some bad accidents and who created those rooms or those tenements as the incidental ones, which means in the case of the Mr. A, Mr. B, Mr. C in the last episode, and Mr. A passed away, and the Mr. B Mr. B came to live in the room just after Mr. A. So in this case, Mr. B is hired by some real estate agents, which is what I'm telling you. So Mr. B, as the obligation requires, the real estate agent tell Mr. B that something bad happened in this room, and Mr. B accepts that story because accepts that story and accepts the requests of real estate agents because Mr. B is hired by the real estate agents. So which is why Mr. B lives in the incidental rooms or incidental tenements, and Mr. B leaves the incidental tenant. Mr. B leaves the incidental room or incidental tenement or incidental rooms in some cases, so that the real estate agents managing those incidental ones or incidental one don't have to follow the regulation anymore. So which means after Mr. B leaving the incidental tenements, the real estate agents don't have to tell the tenants coming after Mr. B anything about the incident which happened in the incidental tenements or incidental rooms, which is how the real estate agents avoid the obligation or rules. But so which means if you'd like to find out some tenements or some rooms which are not incidental ones, you have a way to avoid such rooms or tenements with some, for example, bad ghosts, and because there is a website showing that which tenement or which room is possessed or not, which room is safe. There's such a website, so which is why if you access that website, you can tell that you can understand that the tenement you'd like to live in is possessed or safe. So to avoid such tenements possessed by ghosts, you need to look for that website, and which means if you take a look at that website, you don't have to be afraid of such tenements or rooms, because you can avoid such dangerous or possessed rooms or tenements. But however, in this country there is a comedian who frequently lives in such incidental tenements or incidental rooms, because that comedian, maybe I think this is a kind of a type of his performance, and the comedian lives in such tenements which are possessed by, or which are incidental ones, because as I said in the last episode, the prices of those tenements the prices of those incidental ones are really lower than other ordinary tenements, which is why I think the comedian wants to frequently live in such incidental tenements or incidental rooms, having some bad events. And I investigated on the internet, and I found out that there is no English words or English phrases explaining the meaning of jikobuki, which I expressed as incidental rooms or incidental tenements. So which is why, if you are concerned about such ghosts, or if you are concerned about such tenements possessed by some ghosts, or having some incidents, please take a look at that website. And if I could find the website, I will paste the link of that. I will paste the URL of that website onto the description column of this episode. So if you take a look at that description column, and if some link was pasted, I think that would be the website showing that which tenement is possessed or which tenement is safe. So only which tenement is central is shown on that website, and I will write some explanations so that you can find out whether that website is the website I was talking about. That's it. Thank you very much for listening. See you.